AVS
Chapter 9.
Media Demo.
A View to a Death. Over the island, the build-up of clouds continued. A steady current of heated air rose all day from the mountain and was thrust to 10,000 feet. Revolving masses of gas piled
AVS
up the
Media
static
Demo.
until the air was ready to explode. By early evening, the sun had gone, and a brassy glare had taken the place of clear daylight. Even the air that pushed in from the sea was hot and held no refreshment.
AVS
Colours
Media
drained
Demo.
from water and trees and pink surfaces of rock, and the white and brown clouds brooded. Nothing prospered but the flies, who blackened their lord and made the spilt guts look like a heap of glistening coal. Even
AVS
when the
Media
vessel
Demo.
broke in Simon's nose and the blood gushed out, they left him alone, preferring the pig's high flavour. With the running of the blood, Simon's fit passed into the weariness of sleep. He lay in the mat of creepers
AVS
while the
Media
evening
Demo.
advanced and the cannon continued to play. At last he woke and saw dimly the dark earth close by his cheek. Still he did not move, but lay there, his face sideways on the earth, his eyes looking dully before him.
AVS
Then he
Media
turned
Demo.
over, drew his feet under him, and laid hold of the creepers to pull himself up. When the creepers shook, the flies exploded from the guts with a vicious note and clamped back on again. Simon got to his feet. The light was unearthly.
AVS
The
Media
lord of
Demo.
the flies hung on his stick like a black ball. Simon spoke aloud to the clearing. "What else is there to do?" Nothing replied. Simon turned away from the open space and crawled through the creepers till he
AVS
was in the
Media
dusk of the
Demo.
forest. He walked drearily between the trunks, his face empty of expression, and the blood was dry round his mouth and chin. Only sometimes, as he lifted the ropes of creeper aside and chose his direction from the trend of
AVS
the land,
Media
he
Demo.
mouthed words that did not reach the air. Presently the creepers festooned the trees less frequently, and there was a scatter of pearly light from the sky down through the trees. This was the backbone of the island, the
AVS
slightly higher
Media
land
Demo.
that lay beneath the mountain, where the forest was no longer deep jungle. Here there were wide spaces interspersed with thickets and huge trees, and the trend of the ground led him up as the forest opened. He pushed on, staggering
AVS
sometimes
Media
with his
Demo.
weariness, but never stopping. The usual brightness was gone from his eyes, and he walked with a sort of glum determination like an old man. A buffet of wind made him stagger, and he saw that he was out in the open on rock under a brassy
AVS
sky.
Media Demo.
He found his legs were weak, and his tongue gave him pain all the time. When the wind reached the mountain top, he could see something happen, a flicker of blue stuff against brown clouds. He pushed himself forward, and the wind came again,
AVS
stronger
Media
now,
Demo.
cuffing the forest heads till they ducked and roared. Simon saw a humped thing suddenly sit up on the top and look down at him. He hid his face and toiled on. The flies had found the figure too.
AVS
The
Media
lifelike
Demo.
movement would scare them off for a moment, so that they made a dark cloud round the head. Then, as the blue material of the parachute collapsed, the corpulent figure would bow forward, sighing, and the flies settle once more. Simon
AVS
felt
Media
his knees
Demo.
smack the rock. He crawled forward, and soon he understood. The tangle of lines showed him the mechanics of this parody. He examined the white nasal bones, the teeth, the colours of corruption. He saw how pitilessly the
Media
layers
Demo.
of rubber and canvas held together the poor body that should be rotting away. Then the wind blew again, and the figure lifted, bowed, and breathed foully at him. Simon knelt on all fours and was sick till his stomach was
AVS
empty.
Media Demo.
Then he took the lines in his hands, he freed them from the rocks, and the figure from the wind's indignity. At last he turned away and looked down at the beaches. The fire by the